So firstly, the Labour Accord Stability Pact, having a predictable, even if at times radical, but predictable and reliable labour environment. Second, a National Youth Service Initiative. We have proposed an additional 300,000 youth in 5 years, 60,000 youth per year, be brought into and paid for by the South African National Defence Force at a cost of just under $1 billion per annum. Fiscal stimulus for incentivizing SMEs with a target of 300,000 new SMEs each year. And lastly, and this is how we would pay for it, modernizing state-owned enterprises, including minority listings, but also raising private capital into infrastructure projects. Why should Eskom, for example, own 100% of Medupi? If they sold 30% of Medupi, they would raise billions of dollars into the fiscus of Eskom. They would still own, manage, operate, and control the revenue stream. And so it's our contention that we need to be much more modern, in a sense, much more Chinese-like about the state-owned enterprises and let loose the reins, because it will be much more efficient and produce much more operational efficiencies. This is an effect before people start saying, but this will raise the debt to GDP. No, you cannot do 1, 2, 3, and 4 alone individually. You have to do them as an interdependent package. And it's a fiscally neutral program to stimulate employment growth and poverty relief. And what this would send is a signal of confidence for fixed private sector investment and drive higher growth. And the expenditure and revenue items are interdependent. So we can't say we just like National Youth Service Initiative, but we're not going to do number 4 because we want to pay for it in some other way. So this just lays out as one example of what we have in mind, the National Youth Program, which effectively says, if you look in detail, and as we've done at the South African National Defence Force, the Army expenditure, it'll basically cost about 130,000 Rand, or it costs currently 130,000 Rand per Army recruit. And if we're effectively paying at those levels 130,000 Rand, we escalate that for the structural effects on the bureaucracy, or the costs on the bureaucracy, by a multiplier of 1.5 effectively, and you cost that for 60,000 people coming in each year, and you escalate it by CPI. That's how you get to the 62 billion Rand cost over a 5-year program, or $900 million on average per annum for 5 years. That's the maths of that. And that means that we'd be able to effectively, in the 5 years, take 8.6%, let's round it out to 10% of the unemployed youth off the streets. And that can make a very big impact, not in terms of absolute numbers, you still got 90% off, but you're sending a signal, a strong signal to society, we haven't forgotten you. And so this is a wheel of what we need to achieve. We need to achieve a transformation story to build investor confidence, a labor stability pact, target additional youths into initiatives, create an entrepreneurship fund to drive 300,000 new businesses, modernize and list state-owned enterprises, establish an infrastructure fund, which can be a private-public partnership. And I think the saving institutions like Old Mutual, PIC, et cetera, cooperating with the BRICS Development Bank, cooperating with other financial institutions, can create a very significant entity to execute large national projects, and a drive to attract local capital and fixed international capital, together driving improved confidence in the South African economy.